what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here to rank the 4Ks of March 2025, the ones that I watched at least, and I managed to watch 10 4Ks in the month of March. So look, guys, March wasn't a great month. It really wasn't. I struggled with this because even when we get like towards like the bottom of my list, like towards like, you know, 3, 2, 1, like some of these titles, like I wasn't like extremely high on when I did reviews of these. But yeah, it wasn't a great month for physical media. I'll call it like it is. I'm hoping for better in the month of April because we've got some really awesome stuff coming this month. But we're here to talk about these 4Ks nonetheless, because a lot of these I watched and haven't really got a chance to talk about yet. I think I did 5 like full reviews of some of these 4Ks, but the other 5 I don't really think I've talked about yet on the channel. So I'm excited to do that. Before we get into it though, guys, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like I said, April is an incredible month for physical media. I cannot wait to get into some of those titles. The Clint Eastwood 4Ks are coming. Unfortunately, A Fistful of Dollars just got delayed. I'm very sore about that, but we've got some good stuff. Time Cop is coming to 4K in the month of April that I'm excited about. So yeah, definitely, you know, hit the subscribe button. Also like the video and then comment down below, guys, what was your favorite 4K that came out in the month of March? Let me know that, or your top 5, your top 10. Maybe you watched 15 in the month of March. Let me know in the comment section below. Let's get into it, guys. And look, coming in at number 10, like it kind of had to be this one. Tommy Boy from Paramount. I was not too crazy about this 4K to the point where I was like, you know what? I'll probably just watch the Blu-ray going forward, because the 4K picture quality, while there was moments that stood out that looked good, like the cow tipping scene, I think was the best like looking scene of the film. Everything else though, just it looked bad. The colors were off. They were too bright and saturated. And I just did not like the way that this looked on 4K. I much preferred the look of the Blu-ray. So like that to me, like this is one of the worst like 4Ks I've seen, honestly, like in quite some time. People talk about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. This one I think was worse because Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, like the biggest crime it did was it just didn't look too much better than the Blu-ray. At least it didn't look worse than the Blu-ray. This, like, to me looks worse than the Blu-ray. So that is this might go down as like the worst 4K of 2025, in my opinion. And it's a shame because I freaking love this movie so much. It's at least like top 10 comedies of all time for me. Like it's just one of my all-time favorites. So I was very disappointed to not get the best picture quality possible with this one, especially considering like we got another Farley Spade movie we're going to talk about a little bit further down the list and how that delivered versus this one. And I don't even like that film nearly as much as I do this one, even though I do like it. We'll get to it. But Tommy Boy, just one of the greatest comedies of all time, given the most like poor treatment on 4K. Plus, it was a recycled steelbook. Yes, Walmart had an exclusive that was a better looking steelbook, but recycled steelbook, no special features. The transfer wasn't that good. So yeah, that's like an easy number 10 for me. Like everything else, like I could maybe like somewhat recommend. This one I cannot recommend at all. Tommy Boy on 4K. From Paramount, was not crazy about that. Coming at number 9 was Baby Girl on 4K. So of the A24 4Ks that I got in the month of March, I got this and I got the Brutalist. Haven't got a chance to show off the Brutalist yet, and I may do like a separate unboxing video of this and the other A24 titles I got. But I watched this one with my wife. She was interested in watching this one. She was not interested in watching a 4-hour movie, The Brutalist, so I'll probably have to watch that by myself. But Baby Girl, like it looked good on 4K. It looked good on 4K. There were some good special features. I think there was an audio commentary with this one as well. I'm pretty satisfied with like what A24 is doing like with these editions, because they're essentially like putting this stuff out themselves. They're doing very little with Lionsgate nowadays. Like most of the A24 films are coming out from them directly. They've almost started their own boutique label, putting out their new films. Hopefully they go back and do some of their other films, like nice editions of those and new special features. I would love that for sure, but they're doing a really good job, you know, with these editions right here. I like the editions. They're simple, but they're like, you know, nice little, now how did this come out? Nice little digipack. There's art cards and stuff inside. I mean, they're simple, but they're nice. And this 4K looked really good. This is a very well shot movie. Of course, starring Nicole Kidman. You got Harris Dickinson. Antonio Banderas is in this film. I can't think of the last like Antonio Banderas movie that I saw. It's been a while since I've seen him pop up in anything, but everybody's good in the movie. It's good performances. It's just this was not my kind of movie. Like it just really wasn't. I was left scratching my head when I got to the end of it. I was like, what am I even supposed to like take away from this? You got Nicole Kidman. She can't get off from her husband, so she like pursues this younger guy that's like an intern at her office, and it just goes in very bizarre, weird directions. I don't get any of the characters. I don't really understand the motivations, and it just wasn't interesting to me. Like it was like boring 90% of the movie, and you would think it would be a little bit more exciting with some of the extreme like sex scenes involved in this movie, but it's just not. Like it's just very boring and it's very flat. So I just did not like the movie. That's why it's number 9. As an addition, like if you saw this and you enjoyed it, it's a good addition and it looks good on 4K. Again, good special features. I think there's like 3 special features here, and again, the audio commentary with the director. But yeah, Baby Girl just wasn't a huge fan, so that's number 9. Coming in at number 8 is Daylight. I freaking love Daylight, but I wanted so much more from a 4K edition. Not that it didn't look good, like in parts, but it was just very inconsistent. And I think the parts where it didn't deliver, like it really didn't deliver, and it just kind of looked like crap. But other parts like looked really good. It wasn't Tommy Boy bad by any means. Like I think there's several like moments and sequences in this film, long stretches that look great in the tunnel. But as an addition, like it's just nothing to write home to mom about. Like all the special features here are archival special features from like the DVD. There's an audio commentary, but it's an older audio commentary, so there's nothing new here. And then the whole like controversy with this one, the fact that Kino Lorber took it off the slate, canceled the pre-orders. We don't know if it's coming back. They didn't do Dolby Atmos either, so there's just a lot of marks against this. I just couldn't get it any higher than 8 on my list. But I love the movie. It's still one of my favorite disaster films. And I think that parts really do deliver in 4K, and then other parts just kind of don't. And it kind of leaves you thinking, well, was this even necessary to do? But I love Daylight so much. I'm happy to have a 4K edition with a nice slipcover for it. So in that way, I'm happy. But also it's just, I would want so much more. Like if Arrow did this, like with a bunch of new special features, like Demolition Man, like that would have been awesome. But, and I love Kino. I love the simplicity of Kino sometimes, but I wish we would have gotten a couple of new things with this one. But yeah, Daylight on 4K, that is my number 8. Coming in at number 7 is a Godzilla movie. It's Godzilla versus Biolante. Yes, I did watch this in the month of March, and I enjoyed this one. It's Godzilla versus a little girl plant hybrid monster. Actually, it's like a hybrid of a plant, a little girl, and Godzilla himself. Like that's what Biolante is. This was a good one. I enjoyed it. The only problem is that Biolante like debuts and something there's a fight, and then he just goes away for a long time. I'm like, is he gonna come back? And then he finally comes back at the end. And again, I enjoyed the movie. I did not enjoy it as much as the original Godzilla. And I'm really just getting into like these older like Godzilla films. I've seen the more recent ones, and of course the 98 one I've got tons of nostalgia for. But I don't know, Godzilla versus Biolante, I enjoyed it. I think the end fight, some of the things that happened were really cool, and like the use of practical effects, and because this stuff looks really good, and in 4K it really got a chance to shine, is really incredible because this is not like, a guy in a suit like some of the older Godzilla movies. This was the late 80s, 1989, I think is when this came out. And yeah, they did some really cool stuff, some really cool practical effects in this one that just looked awesome in 4K. And I think as a whole, like this looked really good in 4K. I don't think it had HDR or Dolby Vision, but that's kind of par for the course for Criterion at this point, which I understand the reasoning. A lot of people say that that Criterion just wants it to look in the purest way possible. So they don't do the Dolby Vision HDR a lot if they don't think it serves the actual film. And I think it's fine with this one. I think it looked really good overall. I think the presentation was good. The only thing that, again, kind of head scratching about this one, there's a new audio commentary here. There's a new audio commentary, but there's nothing new, like, in terms of special features, not even a new, like, visual essay or anything like that. There's just a bunch of old stuff, from 1993. There's a short documentary from 1993, so just not a lot in terms of, like, special features and extras with this one, which is kinda disappointing, but, and again, I was also kinda hoping for a digipack with this one, you know? But the artwork's great. I think this is some of the best artwork that Criterion has ever done, and you open it up, it's got some nice disc art as well. You got a nice poster in here. I already showed all this stuff off in my haul video, but it's a fun movie. It's a good movie. There were some parts that were kind of down. I was a little bored, with the plot. Didn't love the characters that much in the movie, but the fight sequences were good, and Godzilla looked great. Biolante looked amazing, and that end fight scene really kind of sold me on the movie, I think, overall. But yeah, Godzilla versus Biolante, it was a good edition, but not a great edition because it just didn't have a lot of special features. But the 4K did look really good. So that's number 7 on my list. Coming at number 6 from Umbrella Entertainment is Hardware. On 4K. What an edition right here, guys. You got a nice booklet. Actually, I think you got 2 booklets in here. I think it's like the shooting script Hardware 2, which they never got to produce. So yeah, there's 2 booklets here, behind the scenes, and then unproduced sequel script in this one as well. So this is a really good addition from Umbrella Films. I like the movie. Okay, this is basically a post-apocalyptic film that takes place primarily in an apartment. You have this girl that's getting stalked by this robot that rebuilt themselves. So it's kind of part Terminator in that way as well. Just think the Terminator, but instead of like being on the road, on the run, you have one girl in an apartment like room building being chased around the apartment. Like it's basically a smaller scale Terminator film set in a post-apocalyptic world. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was okay. I guess I was just hoping like with the premise, it went a little bit more crazy with some of the stuff that it did. Not that it wasn't crazy and really just wacky with some of the things that it did and some of the characters involved in the film, but I was just hoping it got a little bit bigger. They opened up the world a little bit, but I guess the budget on this one was just very low and they just couldn't do that kind of stuff with the movie. But it's cool, for what it is. I thought the 4K looked great. I thought Umbrella did a really good job on this. But the features are really incredible. They actually got the Severin documentary that was on the Blu-ray they released a number of years ago, which I think is about 50 minutes long. They got a new interview with Richard Stanley, the director, which is like 50 minutes long as well. I think a couple of other interviews and then a visual essay. So you got great features on here. I believe there's also an audio commentary, and then they got a bunch of past like archival stuff as well. So yeah, all the booklets in this one, and I've showed this off in a previous video, guys. But all the booklets in here, and then you got the slipcover, which is just amazing on this one. Just freaking amazing. But yeah, you got who is in this? Dylan McDermott is in this film, who's definitely been definitely been good in stuff, before other stuff. But yeah, Hardware. This is from 1990, I think. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I was going to do a review on it, and I was like, you know what? I don't have too much to say about it. It's okay. The edition's really good though, so that's why it comes in at number 6. And next up on my list is a movie that I quite enjoyed, and I'm glad that I enjoyed it because, of the 3 Roger Corman 4Ks that they've released so far this year, I really liked one, and I did not like one so much. So I was hoping I would like this one as well, and that is Forbidden World on 4K. So this is a Scream Factory edition, and I thought the 4K, like Galaxy of Terror, I think is it Galaxy of Fear or Galaxy of Terror? I think it's Galaxy of Terror. I didn't think that looked really good on 4K, so I was kind of a little bit skeptical of this one because it's also set in space and on a space station and all that kind of stuff. I was like, is this going to look as bad, as Galaxy of Terror? And luckily, it does not. It looks fantastic. This looks amazing on 4K. And I will say, guys, there's a lot of nudity in this. There's a lot of nudity in this film. So you want it. You want that on 4K. You want that to look as best as it possibly can in 4K. And this is the movie that I was thinking that Galaxy of Terror was going to be. The true alien ripoff. Like that is what this movie is. And it is like, it's very much, it's a goofy kind of film. It's very inferior to Alien for sure. It does feel very much so like a ripoff. The budget is definitely like way smaller. The actual alien himself just doesn't look too great in parts. It almost looks like a Muppets or a puppets in certain parts. Just doesn't look too great. And the 4K doesn't really do it too many favors, but there are some really good like effects and stuff that do look amazing in 4K. But I don't know, like this movie, it was just the right amount of like camp silliness for me, and I just enjoyed this one. I just thought it was a good time. So yeah, Forbidden World, I would recommend this one. And I think that there's two versions on this. Yeah, there's a theatrical version and a director's cut. I actually watched the director's cut because, and I think that there's a lot more nudity in the director's cut, and I think there's a lot more blood and gore and that kind of stuff in the director's cut as well. But yeah, this one was pretty cool. I enjoyed Forbidden World. Now there wasn't anything new in terms of special features, all the same stuff that was on the 2010 Blu-ray back in the day, but they did have a making of Forbidden World, audio commentaries, other interviews and stuff like that. So they did a lot of good special features for this back in the day, but there was nothing new here. So I couldn't get any higher than number 5 for Forbidden World, but it was a good one. I enjoyed this one. Maybe not for 33 bucks, but you know, you can wait till it goes down in price on a sale or something. And coming at number 4, guys, is Black Sheep from Kino Lorber. So, you know, this is what I was talking about, guys. Another Chris Farley, David Spade collaboration. This looked fantastic. When I got done watching this, I was just pissed off. I was just even more pissed off about Tommy Boy. I was like, what happened? Because these movies were made around the same time. They were both made by Paramount. Paramount chose to do Tommy Boy themselves, and they gave Kino Lorber Black Sheep to do. But also, I feel like Paramount like gave them the restoration. I don't know if Kino Lorber actually did the restoration of Black Sheep. I feel like Paramount did it. So, like, was there something with the filming of Tommy Boy that they just couldn't get it to look quite right? I just don't get like what happened, like where the disconnect is, because Black Sheep was incredible. It looked amazing on 4K. Looked exactly how I would have wanted Tommy Boy to look. But yeah, I mean, this honestly, like, I was a little bit down on I was like, is it, if this is how y'all are going to treat comedies on 4K after Tommy Boy, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done talking about comedies. I don't need them on 4K. But then Black Sheep restored my faith and restored my hope in 4Ks and got me really excited for Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, which Kino Lorber's also doing. But yeah, Black Sheep. I haven't seen Black Sheep in a very long time. I maybe watched it twice when I was a kid. I watched Tommy Boy like 50 times, watched Black Sheep like twice. This was not one I watched very often, but this is a fun time. It's fun. The only thing I'll say about Black Sheep is I don't think that the chemistry between Farley and Spade is there like it is in Tommy Boy. And I also don't like I don't like how Spade plays it a little bit safer. I feel like in this one, he's not as antagonistic towards Farley and Black Sheep as he is in Tommy Boy. He just plays it perfect in Tommy Boy. In this one, it's kind of like he's a little mean sometimes, and then he's not. And I don't know. It just didn't quite work with me, like their relationship. Whereas I think it's done perfectly, and they're just like in perfect like sync in Tommy Boy. This one, not so much, but this is still fun. I still enjoy this one, and it's a good time. You know, like it's a 90s comedy. It's a little cheesy, it's a little hokey, but it's a good time. Chris Farley's great in it, as he is in everything. I love it when he's on stage and he's like, I could really go for some Reese's peanut butter cups right now.
I guess I could sure use some cupcakes or some peanut butter cups about now. Yeah.
I think that's like a meme and stuff on Instagram, but Black Sheep looked really good. The only thing is with this one, still up very high. There's an audio commentary in here with the director, who was also the director on Wayne's World, which is called Penelope Asferis, and then moderated by film critic and author Sam Abrams, which I think that's a new commentary. So at least there's something new on this. But other than that, nothing new here in terms of like special features or anything. Like this is strictly up at number 4 because it just looked damn good. Like it was good. And again, it restored my faith in comedies. But yeah, Black Sheep on 4K. Now coming in at 3 is Don't Torture a Duckling on 4K. So this one is number 3 because I thought the picture quality was amazing. This didn't have anything new in terms of special features, you know, versus the older Blu-ray that came out from Arrow Video, but all the features here are great. Like there's a lot of really good special features here that you got. So Deadly, So Perverse, 50 years of Italian Giallo films, all kinds of good stuff here. You got commentary tracks, But this had newly restored sound. I thought the sound was amazing. You had Dolby Vision, you had HDR, brand new 4K restoration with this one, and I thought it looked great. Like I didn't own the Blu-ray, so I don't know quite how to compare it. But as far as like early 70s films, like this is about as good as you get from a 4K. So yeah, I thought Don't Torture a Duckling looked amazing on 4K. Still has a lot of really good special features. I like the fact that they went with some different artwork with the edition, because I think the artwork is freaking awesome on this one as well. And you got this is the original poster, but let me show you all this real quick, because I got to show you both artworks because I think they're both amazing. But yeah, you got that artwork on the inside as well. So the artwork on this one is amazing. I think the edition is really good. A lot of good special features. Nothing new, you know, which could mark it down a little bit. Honestly, if this had anything new, it would have been my number 2. Because I just think it's such a good restoration. But because it didn't, I had to mark it down just a little bit. But Don't Torture a Duckling. It's a good one. I do recommend this one. Really good giallo film. I did a whole review on it. Go check it out. Coming in at number 2, guys, is Deep Blue Sea from Arrow Video. Now, I reviewed this one and I said the picture quality was a little bit inconsistent. I still feel that way. This is another situation where the effects, they didn't look that great in 4K. So it kind of made you think, okay, did I really need this in 4K? But there are quite a few sequences that look amazing. Like some of those sequences, because it's set like in this underwater, like underground, like or underwater, like science facility, research facility is what I was trying to say. And a lot of that stuff looks great. The water looks great. The HDR, the Dolby Vision, the colors are amazing. The detail in the faces are amazing. The outfits, all that stuff looks great. It's just some of the shark attack sequences just don't look very good in 4K. But there is a big moment in this movie, I won't spoil it, that does look really good in 4K. But yeah, I put this at number 2 because, like, again, I wasn't too high on the picture quality here. But, you know, there are new features. I think there's a new audio commentary with this one. And it's a box set. It's a nice box set. I love the artwork on it. Take it off. You got the same artwork underneath, but you got a cool shark on the back. You got a booklet inside. It's a really good booklet that has a lot of informative stuff, a lot of great film essays and insights on the film. You got a poster. I think there's art cards inside this as well. You got the original poster inside. And I'm a sucker for an Arrow Video box set. They're just nice and I like them. And I thought they did a good job on this one. It's just, I don't fault Arrow Video for the picture quality, because I just think there were things that they were out of their control. As far as like how some sequences look, they did the best that they could, I think. So I think overall, as an addition, this was a really solid addition. So that was enough to get it to number 2. And finally, guys, coming in at number 1, I'm actually like really surprised this made it to number 1. I was not thinking it was going to be number 1, but when I started to look at everything, it's like I got negatives for like all these except for this one. There's one minor negative, but it's very minor. But Venom on 4K from Blue Underground, I thought this was a great addition. This one came out on Blu-ray from Blue Underground back in the day, but there's loads of new features here. There's a new audio commentary, but yeah, there's 4 new interviews in this one. Then you got newly expanded poster and still galleries. You got a new audio commentary here. Like I said, you got a past audio commentary with the director. It's got Dolby Vision. It's got HDR. It's a new 4K restoration. It's got Dolby Atmos as well. And I really like the slipcover as well. Now, this is the same artwork that was on the Blu-ray back in the day. And the only negative, guys, you got a nice booklet inside, but they don't like secure the booklet, so it kind of moves around in there. So that's my only negative. But it's got the Blu-ray, it's got the 4K. And I really enjoyed the movie. I thought the movie was like pretty close to great. Like I really enjoyed it. Really you know, fun, like kidnapping gone wrong movie involving a snake. So it's kind of a creature feature as well. And I just reviewed this one. I was very high on this one from Blue Underground. So I think of everything I watched in the month of March, like maybe this isn't my favorite movie of the bunch, but it's a really good movie. And I think as an addition, like it really doesn't, there's really not a negative here to speak of. I'm really not down on anything with this release other than the loose booklet on the inside. Great features. You got Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, HDR. There's just not really anything you can mark against it. So that's a number 1. That's a number 1 release in my book. So there you have it, guys. That's my ranking of the 4K titles that came out in the month of March. my top 10 basically. Now I do predict I'll have more than 10 to talk about with the April ranking because there's just a lot of good stuff coming out that I'm excited about. So definitely stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for all my reviews I'll be doing in the month of April. I plan to ramp things back up because I only did 5 in March. I plan to do more in April. But thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications for all future videos, and we'll see you next time.